Great. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. Welcome to our webinar, Profit Through Wellness, where we will specifically be talking about how employee financial wellness drives business success. My name is Christine Haddadin. I'm the co-founder in Maluk. My partners are Nisreen Haddad and Tariq Batshon. They are with us on the call today, and you will probably hear from them throughout the webinar. We are highly specialized professionals in finance, technology, and cybersecurity. And we are happy to welcome you again to our webinar. We appreciate how valuable your time is. So for you to make the best out of this webinar with us, we would like to encourage you to write your questions or your comments in the chat, and we will address them throughout our session or in the Q&A segment at the end of our webinar. Maybe before we start, let me start briefly by introducing Maluk. So Maluk means your money in Arabic, يعني مالك, قروشك, فلوسك. And what we do is that we help employers enhance their employees' financial wellness beyond just increasing salaries and by focusing on financial behavioral change and long-term financial stability. Now, you might be wondering, what do you mean employee financial wellness? So are you helping the employees manage their expenses, or are you helping them build wealth? And you are right to wonder that financial wellness can mean different things to different people. In fact, it can mean different things to the same person depending on where they are standing in their life cycle. So if they are still single, their money goals would be different. If they are married with a young family, their priorities are different. If they are closer to retirement, then they're planning on different financial objectives. So financial wellness can mean different things, but maybe it's important to start with a general definition of what financial wellness is. Financial wellness is a state of feeling where an individual feels financially secure, meaning that they are able to pay their monthly obligations like their housing, their utilities, their transportation. They're also able to meet their seasonal obligations like their school tuition or upcoming holidays. And they are able to have a clear vision of their medium and long-term goals. Some of you might have kids that are approaching college, or kids that are about to get married, or you're planning for your own retirement. So financial security means that I'm secured in my financial present and my financial future. And also, I have a freedom of choice. And this can vary from which school I want to send my kids to, what kind of car I want to drive, what kind of vacation I want to plan, or what kind of retirement do I envision for myself. This is what financial wellness is. And most of us have not been taught around personal money management. And this is why we have a lot of gaps in our financial skills, in our financial habits, in our financial knowledge. And I want to bring the question to you and ask you, what is one financial habit or tip you wished you have learned sooner? Nisreen is going to share with us a poll question. We would love to hear from you. All right, so the poll question is in front of you. We would love to hear from you. What is the one financial tip or financial habit that you wish you have learned sooner? Or maybe more important than learned sooner, implemented sooner, that you think if you have implemented that earlier on in your career, you would be in a better financial standing today. So the options are automating savings, so I don't need to think about them, learning how to budget without feeling restricted, starting investments for retirement as early as possible, or maybe you would have liked to have learned about all of them, or you're one of the lucky ones who already know this and is implementing it, so you can answer none of the above. Nisreen, how come I can't see how many people are answering?
I can.
Oh,
We have
okay.
72% so far.
All right. So come on, guys, don't be shy. What is the one thing you wish you would have learned sooner that you think would have positively impacted your financial wellness today?
Okay, reaching 80, then I can share the results.
All right, beautiful. So let's see.
Perfect.
All right, so we have 31% have chosen budget, 23% have chosen investments, 37% all of the above, and we have lucky people with us, 6%, wonderful. But as you can see, most of us do have gaps in our personal finance knowledge and personal finance skills. And when you have this gap, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by your personal finances. It's easy to feel like this is a subject of worry or anxiety, or it's something that I can't really wrap my head around. So maybe another question for you, and I would love to hear from you in the chat. What do you think is the opposite of financial wellness? So if you were to describe the opposite of financial wellness, what kind of terms or words are you going to use? I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. Financial ignorance, financial risk, beautiful. Beautiful. So would the opposite be financial illness, for example? Financial struggles, stress, beautiful. So all of those, financial survival, financial stress, financial struggles, beautiful. So all of these, so obviously we are more familiar with the financial stress terminology than the financial wellness terminology. All right, financial instability, insecurity, I love that. And all of this describes the opposite of financial wellness. Again, maybe I will bring the question back to you is, do you think that a person who is living through financial worry or insecurity or stress or all those words that you have described, do you think that this person, this financial worry that they are living in would negatively impact their overall wellness? And again, Nasreen is going to share the poll question with us. All right. هذا close. نسرين ما طلع عندي البول question. بس أنا ما طلع
One
عندي.
second. No. Financial words.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Yes.
All right. So if you think about financial worry, do you think that this financial worry negatively impacts your overall wellness? So let's see what you guys think.
You can answer the poll, not in the chat, please. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Have 75% shared.
So let's see the results together. All right, so 95% agree that financial worry has a negative impact on our overall wellness. And you are right, of course, to think that. So a study done by PwC has shown that almost 60% of employees feel like the main source of their stress is their personal finances. And throughout our experience with the companies we have worked with, this percentage can reach up to 100%. The PwC study went deeper into that to see what is the impact of the financial pressure on different aspects of employees' lives. And their study have shown that financial pressure affects negatively impacts sleep, mental health, self-confidence, physical health, and it also causes disruptions in family relations. So can you imagine having an employee that is going through all that and carrying all of that with them to the workplace? How would that impact the workplace and the workforce? And global statistics have shown that employees who are going through financial worries are losing nearly 1 month of productive time a year because they're sitting there, they're distracted by their upcoming obligations. So Ramadan is next month. After that, there's Eid. After that, the kids have summer vacation that I need to plan for, and all of that comes with a lot of financial obligations that keeps the person distracted, engaged, thinking of how they want to make ends meet and plan for their personal finances. On the other hand, an employee who is financially stressed or financially worried would always be looking for a salary bump, even if that means jumping ship and moving to another company, because they think that this small salary increase is going to relieve my financial pressure. And that turnover has a cost on companies. In fact, global statistics have shown that turnover is costing companies 33% of an employee's annual salary. In addition to that, if you think of an employee who's going through financial stress, that means that they are suffering, maybe their mental health is suffering, their physical health is suffering, so you would find them more prone to taking sick days, from having maybe anxiety or even bordering on depression, where they are unable to go to work. And the global statistics have shown that employees who are overwhelmed or stressed by money are missing almost twice as many days per year as their unstressed colleagues. And all of that transfers into or translates into more cost and more losses that the company is incurring. And this is why we're seeing more and more companies adopting financial wellness solutions. In fact, a study by Bank of America has shown that 97% of employers feel more responsible for their employees' financial wellness compared to 41% of employees in 2013. This increase indicates corporate awareness around the importance of financial wellness and the impact of financial stress on the employees' overall wellness and on the company's productivity and the company's bottom line. So maybe before we talk more about what financial wellness solutions are and busting some myths around it, let me go back to Nisreen and see if there are any questions or comments on the chat. Nisreen?
We're good, Christine, so far.
Right, beautiful.
Participation.
So let's bust some myths around financial wellness solutions. I'm gonna walk you through 4 myths that are actual challenges that we have faced with clients we have worked with over the past 2 years, and I'm sure many of you can relate to them. So the first myth is that financial wellness programs only benefit employees and not the company, but it has been shown that financial wellness programs improve productivity, reduce absenteeism, increase loyalty, and provide clear return on investment for companies. So let's support this by some numbers and some statistics. 84% of employers that are offering financial wellness say that this is helping them increase employee retention, and 80% are saying that this is resulting in more satisfied, loyal, and engaged and productive employees, which means higher return on investment for the company. But how do you quantify that return on investment? How do you calculate that return on investment? And we're going to dive a little bit into an ROI calculator, but before I share the calculator with you, I would just like to highlight that you're going to see numbers that are based on global statistics and on our own assumptions. And we understand that different companies will have different numbers and different assumptions, and we're happy to arrange for one-on-one meetings with you to go through this calculator using your own numbers. Nisreen is gonna share a link on the chat where you can book your one-on-one appointment if you want us to run through this calculation together. All right, are we ready for some numbers? All right. So let's go through the ROI calculator. We're going to start with an assumption that the company that's trying to calculate the ROI has 100 employees with an average annual salary per employee of $24,000 a year, يعني around $2,000 a month. And this company is going to look at 3 main pillars of costs where it is cost saving. So the first pillar is turnover. And the assumption that we used here is that the company was able to reduce turnover by 1%, meaning 1 employee. This 1 employee, the cost of turnover for the company is around 30% as per the global statistics, which means 30% times the 24,000, it's around 7,200 for cost savings on the turnover front. The second cost pillar we will look at is productivity. So here the company is assumed to have gained 1 month of additional productivity for 50% of the population, not 100%. So that's 50 employees times the monthly salary, which is $2,000, adding it up to $100,000 in cost saving on productivity. And the third pillar we will look at is reduced absenteeism. And we are assuming here that the company is saving 2 days of absenteeism for 50% of the employees. So 50 times 2 days times the daily salary adds up to $9,000. If you add up all these cost savings, you will arrive at a total cost saved of $116,000. Now, to calculate the return on investment, you need to know what kind of investment is the company making in this for this employee financial wellness solution. And the assumption here is that the company is paying an annual subscription of $100 per employee. So $100 times 100 employees, that's an investment of $10,000. So the company invested $10,000 in that program or in that solution and was able to save costs of $116,000, bringing the return on investment to a very appealing 11 times ROI. I'll take a minute here and maybe see if there are any questions on the ROI calculator. Again, please keep in mind that your numbers might be different and that we're happy to run this scenario with you through a one-on-one meeting using the link that Nisreen shared.
We're good, Christine, so far. No questions on the chat.
All right. All right, perfect. So let's move on to myth number 2. So myth number 2, employee financial wellness means increasing salaries and benefits. And yes, this can be a valid concern because salaries and benefits are a heavy cost on any company's P&L. And maybe another a valid concern would be that I have increased those employees throughout the years, but they are still suffering. They are still coming back to me requesting salary adjustments or salary advances. So maybe the solution of increasing just increasing the salaries isn't really then an optimal solution for financial wellness. And you would be right to think that, because what financial wellness solutions do is that they focus on the employee's ability to manage the income and the benefits you are already giving them. You are giving them the skills, the tools, and the knowledge to be able to plan intentionally and sustainably for their present and their future. So how do these programs work? How do these solutions work? So what these solutions do is that we help the employees build financial literacy, adopt healthy financial behaviors, strengthen financial making skills, and help them use banking and products and services from banks in a responsible and sustainable manner. Myth number 3 is that only employees with financial problems need financial wellness support. But the reality is that even if you're paying your employee well, and even if this employee is financially stable, they can still benefit from learning how to make smarter financial decisions. Let's break this down a little bit. So if we look at the journey of financial wellness, we will see that it has 6 stages. It starts from dependency to solvency, stability, security, independence, and finally, financial freedom. So even if your employee is standing at financial stability, where they have manageable debt, where they are able to set money aside, the question for them now would be, so how much cash should I keep? What do I do with the rest of the money? Where do I invest it? What do I need to know about investment products, about investment accounts, about risk associated with investments? So depending on where your employee stands, there is always something for them to learn and guidance that they can benefit from so they can advance through those different stages. Maybe a minute here to see if there are any comments or questions, Nisreen, on the chat, maybe?
No questions. Maybe they're saving all the questions until the end.
Okay,
I think all is
wonderful.
good. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, so let's move on to myth number 4. Myth number 4 is that financial wellness programs are too costly and too complicated to implement, but the reality is that those programs can be customized to fit your budget and your goals. And with the introduction of technology, these solutions have become more inclusive, more impactful, and even more cost efficient for the company. And this is where Maluk comes in. Maluk app is a financial coach in your employees' pockets. We help your employees build financial literacy and financial knowledge. We help them make small, long-term and short-term financial decisions. So can I afford to buy this item this month? Or I got a bonus. What do I do with it? How do I plan for it? We also send them reminders on their upcoming financial obligations, and we send them notifications celebrating their progress throughout our app. And this solution will cost the company a monthly subscription fee per employee that ranges from $5 to $10 per employee, depending on the size of the organization and the length of the subscription. We would love to take you on some details, to tell you some details on the employee's journey on our app.
Christine,
So,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt, but before we move to the journey, we do have a couple of questions, I think, on the stages on the slide before. One of the question is how do we identify where our employees are? Christine, if you like.
Beautiful question. We will address it in the coming slide when we talk about the journey. Thank you. That's amazing.
And another question, is your offering suitable for employees who might not have higher degrees like vocational employees? So with low educations.
Beautiful, beautiful question. So as we said, having it as an app makes it more inclusive because what you're doing on the app is that you're watching content, you're watching videos. There are tools that guide you step by step on how to build your budget, or how to build your debt repayment, or how to build your saving goals. So it really doesn't require any advanced degree or any pre-required financial knowledge. All right, so let's go to the journey, and now we will answer the question that was asked earlier regarding how would the employee know where they stand. So the first thing that the employee would do on the app is that we help them raise money awareness and build the motivation. We start with them on, are they ready mentally and emotionally to go on this journey? And this is where we explore things like the emotional relationship with money, the money mindset, the money behaviors, the spending personalities. So we make sure that they are ready to onboard on this journey and start this financial behavioral change. Then they move into the diagnosis, and this is like a financial health check where the employee would build clarity on where they are standing today in their financial journey. So this is the question that was asked earlier. So in the diagnosis phase, the employee would know where they stand in the financial journey based on certain financial wellness indicators, and then they can benchmark those indicators against what global health, financial health indicators look like. And according to the diagnosis, we move with them to the building phase. And this is where the employee would start building a conscious spending plan, an intentional saving plan. They would build a plan to repay their debt or to start their smart investing for the medium and long term. And of course, just like working on having a healthy body, you can just go to the gym once and expect to be in good shape. Financial behavioral change requires commitment and ongoing support, and this is offered through our coaching sessions and through our AI assistants. I hope I answered the question regarding the financial stages. Nisreen, maybe before we move to the
Yes,
next
thank
part,
you.
are
Thank
there
you,
any?
Christine. Yeah, we do have another question. Is So we said for vocational, yeah, we said no need to be an expert in finance to be able to manage your own finance. We always say as long as you are able and capable of making income, you need some guidance just to know how to manage that income. Another question further to the above question, what about employees on minimum wage? I love this question, Christine, and we always get that questions. And as I said, as Christine explained earlier, financial wellness is not about the amount of the salary or how much you are making. It's the most important part of it is how you are managing that money. How are you using that money? And even if it's a minimum wage, this solution would help the person to look at two things: a realization, like financial reality of the income, is if that income is sufficient, and if not, meaning I'm aware now that I need to be making more, and like have like asking for salaries, but in return offering the value. Two is facing the reality is how would I use that salary in a way that serve me and my priority. So the question is yes, in an easy way. It does help anyone. It's inclusive. It has nothing to do with the amount of the salary. It's more of a skills is how to manage that salary. And Kauthar, thank you for your question about our app. Our app is now will be coming out on the stores in few hours or days. And it's available for employees. So it will be available for publics to see, but it's only be used by companies because it's a B2B offering. Okay, back to you, Christine.
All right, perfect. So moving to the last part of our presentation, impact and measurement. So employee financial wellness not only helps you take care of your employees and helps you improve your bottom line, but it also helps you to contribute to national initiatives like the Saudi Vision 2030, like Jordan's economic modernization vision, in addition to contributing to the sustainable development goals. And in terms of monitoring and measurement, companies can look at 3 different pillars to monitor and measure. So the first one could be employee surveys and feedbacks and improvements on their financial indicators. The next could be the app usage and utilization, where you would be able to see participation rates, frequency of use, retention among users, all of which indicate the engagement of the users with the app. And the third is the company-specific KPIs, be it absenteeism, productivity metrics, advance requests, any other KPIs that the company would like to measure for that purpose. So in terms of our traction throughout the past year and a half, we have worked with local, regional, and international companies to help them enhance their employees' financial wellness. And those are some screenshots from our Instagram highlight that has feedback from the employees that have participated in our employee financial wellness programs. And you will find more feedback and more testimonials on our website and our social media platforms. So thank you so much. You have been a great audience. A quick reminder before I leave you with Nisreen for the Q&A segment that you can use this QR code to book your one-on-one meeting with us to discuss this further and to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much. Nisreen, leaving it with you.
Thank you, Christine. And now we will open or give the chance to anyone who would like to ask questions. You can unmute yourself or leave the questions in the chat. I'm going to go over the questions again in the chat, and please feel free to ask questions about financial wellness in general, related to employees or the solution itself. Let me make sure that we start. Okay. I'm gonna look through. Okay, there's a question regarding the diagnosis. Will the cost of the program for my company be clear from the beginning, or will there be costs that appear during the program journey? Thank you so much for the questions. As we explained earlier, the cost per employee is going to be per subscription, and the employee will get access to the full journey, starting with the diagnosis, access to the videos and the educational videos and tips and hints, and depends on where the employee stands, starting from the spending plan into saving or debt calculator, they'll have access to it for the same cost. So it's an annual subscription fee per employee. Simple. Step number 1 is key. The employees need to enter this program with how can I fix it mindset. I saw many questions or comments about mindset, and this is it's a great point. Like anything else, mindset is the first thing to change, and that's how we start with the solution. It is a personal finance. So let me give you an example. We all know how to take care of our body, and we're not doctors. So we know that healthy food is good. We need to sleep. Smoking is not too good, all that. But yet some of us implement and practice healthy lifestyle, and others are stuck. And that goes back to the mindsets. The first step into the solution is we start with like self-assessment, is like awakening for the person. And so it starts from there, and they assess their knowledge and they start seeing the gap there. Next step with the diagnosis, like when you go to the doctor and send you to the lab to get checked your vital signs. This is also done by each employee themselves. But they do the diagnosis, they can pinpoint on their pain, and the app would help them to understand the pain, why they're standing there, and what's the next step. It's like small steps. So by doing that and by having this app and the reminders, this would affect their mindsets and the behavior. And this is what we've seen in the past few years. Okay, I have people raising hand. Please, I think Abu Marjoub. A,
Yes.
please.
And A stands for Adnan.
أهلا وسهلا عدنان، تفضل.
Thank you, Nisreen, and thank you, Christine, for this rich material. Thank you very much. It's really
Thank
fruitful.
you for being with
Now, my
us.
question is, if I want to increase the level of awareness across the board in the organization, what do you have any material to really know, to sell this in to the employees? This is number one. And I know that this one is going to be B2B, and it will be connected between the two companies, but at the end of the day, the beneficiaries are the employees. So do you have any material, so Arabic, English, so we can really convey this to our employees for the sake of buying in for such concept that actually really, from my perspective, is great. Thank you.
So if I understood you, Adnan, correctly, you're asking for a material on the program itself and the benefit for it to present it to decision makings and boards. Yes, absolutely. We do have material on the solution itself, on the financial wellness and statistics that we can share. This is number one. Number two, each company, I mean, depends on the your strategy, your environments. We can communicate. You can communicate with your employees. You can start with sharing like topics, maybe survey, asking, identifying their needs for it to identify the needs. So we have a lot of materials, and would love for you to book a call to tackle like more specific related to your company's, let's say, challenges, not issues. And I'm sure there's a way for that.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Hussein.
You're welcome,
We'll
Adnan.
do that. Thank you.
Please. تفضل محمد.
Hi, thanks, Christine. Thanks, Christine. Very insightful presentation. Thank you. My question actually has two folds. The first, and it's related to personal information confidentiality. Now, the account that the company might actually procure for their staff to benefit from, how is Maluk assuring those individuals that their data is kind of secure and not accessible by their employer, given the sensitivity of information, say, being entered on the app? That's part one. The second one is actually on the technical part of the app, where I don't know if you're one, but I, for one, for example, find it a little bit time consuming if I have to enter entries, what I actually made in terms of expenses on that front and that front. And does the application, in a way, is the application automated when it comes to this? Is there any kind of linkage, say, to transactions being made on particular credit card or anything like that to facilitate the, let's say, the how far did you go through the budget, or what did you consume or spend? So this is it. Thank you. Thanks, Nasreen.
Great questions, Mohammed. I'm not sure if we have our CTO with us, but I can answer you. The first question is very important, and we actually faced that question. It was one of the challenges that the employees they're not comfortable, of course, sharing all of their information, because we're talking here about financial wellness, meaning covering all of their financial aspects, not only, their income coming from the company. So having said that, yes, the access will be on the app itself, on the servers with a high security using, I'm not going to talk too much about the tech or the back end of it, but we do have all of this, the security level on the app itself. But the employers have no access to employees' numbers at all. The only thing the employees would get is reporting on the progress. So for example, if you start with 100 employees today, they're standing on the diagnosis, let's say with poor to medium, they want to see the progress results anonymous, like, kind of overall, but no access to see their numbers. Of course, with high security, and we'd love to share that separately on the application and the technology that we are using. The second question, which is also an amazing question, Mohammed.
Nasreen, before you go to the
Tariq. Yes,
second
Tariq
question, I can maybe add to what you have already said. All the data is encrypted with the highest level of encryption in our databases. Each employee or each, let's say, client or registrant have their own space in the database, and it's not shared with anyone. Only the overall statistics that the company needs is shared in that kind of sense. So I hope this answers your question regarding the technical security between the employee and the employer. Nasreen, back to you, but you're on mute.
Thank you, Tariq. The second part, Mohammed, also is a great question. And currently, our app is still has manual, and we're incorporating AI. We launching in Jordan, and Jordan still the open source is not open, but we are working on it to have like a seamless let's say, user experience. So we are aware. So eventually for budgeting, to reduce the manual entries, it's going to be using Scanner. In Saudi, we'll have the open source for the employees to use to integrate their data directly. For the budgeting, the tracking, integrating all of their bank accounts. In Jordan, because this is not available, so it's still a bit of manual entry, some of manual entries that the employees, they have to do.
Yeah.
Let me,
Thank you very much. Thanks, Nasreen.
Thank you, Mohammed. And we'd love to have, if you have more questions, specific questions on the app itself, we can have a call, like a separate call. Christine, I'm a bit lost between the chat and the questions. I want to check the chat again to make sure we
All right, so
do
there's
not.
a comment. There's a mentality of not believing in saving that I find amongst the company's younger employees. They think they can take gambles in stocks or crypto, dreaming of making it big. Does your program address such attitudes? To explain further, employees are taking out personal loans to basically gamble in stocks and crypto. Thank you so much. This is a valid concern that we have heard so many times from so many companies, by the way. And you are right to be concerned. We are seeing these trends, and we are seeing young people that are thinking that investing is just taking a big gamble and risking it all, and that you're going to hit the jackpot. And this is one of the things that we tackle for sure heads on, in terms of how to think about investments, how to perceive your relationship with money, how that this is a gradual journey that you need to take one step at a time. And we go into more details on the investment. First of all, making sure that the employee is ready to start investing, and then by hand-holding through that journey for them to at least build basic understanding around what those investment tools are and what are the risks associated, so that they can take decisions and risks that match their risk profile and their ability to take on this risk. So thank you for this question. There's another question: can these programs be applied to companies with less than 15 employees? And yes, absolutely. No matter the number of employees, we can onboard them on the app, and they can have access to that beautiful and impactful journey. Okay, so if we do the subscriptions for the employees, they will be guided on how to use the app. The app has full explanation. Yeah. So the app might maybe require initially some guidance that we are happy to put in with the employees, in terms of doing live sessions for the onboarding and guiding them through the app as well. But of course, as we advance, because this is a continuous work in progress, the app will become better and easier, and as Nasreen just said, more seamless for the user experience.
I think there's also a question about like the duration of, if you don't mind, Christine, I would like to take that. As we said, this financial wellness is a journey, is a journey, because it's a personal things, and money and financial decisions actually is part of your day-to-day life, and long-term and short-term. So in the stages that Christine just explained, you might be standing in one stage today and want to progress to the next, or maybe sometimes we go backward, depends on where we stand today, and the life stage or phase where we stand today. So it's not a program, it's a benefit that you can benefit from now, tomorrow, and in the future. So depends, it's a guide, it's like your financial guide in your pockets. So it has no duration as long as this person is progressing. So I hope I answered that.
All right, perfect. Can the app be tailored to different income levels and financial goals? Yes, absolutely. So each person will be, the journey will be tailored for them, where they stand in their financial wellness, what do they need at this moment in time, what is the first step they need to take today, and then we just walk with them step by step, depending on where they are. So some of your employees might start with the savings, some might start with building the spending plan. So it depends on where they are and what their strengths and weaknesses are in managing their personal finances. I'm not sure.
Okay, we're good.
I hope
We have
we didn't miss anything. So you guys, if we'd like to hear from you as well. So if you have any comments or any questions, we would like to hear from you.
And we'd love to hear if also you have already in your company like ways or strategies that you're using to help employees with their financial stress or to improve their financial wellness.
There's another question. Would you please clarify the cost of the subscription? So this is a subscription model where the company would pay the monthly subscription per employee, and then the monthly subscription amount would depend on the number of employees that you're onboarding and the number of months that you're looking to subscribe. Yeah, sorry, I think someone wanted to say something. Please go ahead.
مرحبا.
أهلا.
أهلا.
أنا اسمي أرتين بولديان من إيجل ديستيلرز.
أهلا يا أرتين.
شو أخباركم؟ تمام؟
تمام, all is well.
Good.
بدي أحكي عربي أنا.
تفضل.
Please. It's okay.
بدي أمثل العمالة اللي رواتبهم 300 400 500 مثلا، أوكي؟ هذا البرنامج هل هو لناس بسقف محدد من الرواتب؟ يعني هل في مينيمم سالري عشان الابلكيشن ينجح مع الناس؟ هذا واحد. اثنين، هل في كي بي ايز انه نقدر نقول والله البروجرام نجح مع العماله، والله اتس ورث ات انه احنا تو انفست اون ات؟ هل في كيسز او دراسات سابقه صارت؟ بتعرفي الابلكيشن ممكن يكون هل هو انجليزي وعربي؟ يعني هل الموظفين اللي ما بيعرفوا انجليزي ممكن يستخدموه باللغه العربيه؟ واكيد حيكون في سيشنز بالانجليزي وبالعربي. احنا يمكن الفئات الموظفين اللي رواتبهم اعلى يمكن هم بحاجه لهذا البروجرام. اكيد كل حدا فينا عنده فاينانشال بلاننج وفاينانشال ريفيو، كل واحد فينا. لكن الفئات الموظفين اللي رواتبهم اقل، هل فعلا بتشوفوا الابلكيشن فعال مناسب؟ كيف تقيس النجاح؟ شكرا.
Thank you Artin. So السؤال اللي عم بتقوله رائع. أول إشي الابليكيشن هي بالعربي وبالإنجليزي. تاني إشي الموظف بغض النظر عم بياخد 300-400 ليرة ولا 3000 دينار، المهارات لإدارة الراتب هي نفسها، والمعرفة اللي بيحتاجها والتولز اللي بيقدر يستعملها هي نفسها. فهذا الشخص اللي عم بياخد 300 إذا بال300 مش عم بيعرف كيف يديرها، يعني كيف بده يدير ال500 ولا ال700 ولا ال800. فthe idea is إنه أنت كمعرفة we want this knowledge and this experience to be inclusive، لأنه يعني يمكن اللي راتبه أقل هو أصلا بحاجة أكتر إنه يكون حريص على هذا المال ويشوف كيف عم بيوزعه. والإشي الثاني إنه the other thing that we tackle هو العقلية المالية. إنه أنا كشخص بسيط يمكن مش متعلم زي ما لازم، يمكن عندي مهارات لازم أشتغل عليها، يمكن في عندي certain limiting beliefs بيني وبين حالي أو بمجتمعي أو بمحيطي اللي عم تمنعني إني أكسر هذا الشل أو هذا الحاجز اللي أنا حاطة حالي فيه. فهذا واحدة من الأشياء اللي بنشتغل عليها كمان مع الموظفين الأصغر والأبسط واللي هلأ بدهم يبلشوا، إنه ما في إشي اسمه أنت محطوط بهاي الخانة وما في تطلع منها. إنه there is always كيف بقدر أتعلم أكتر، أبني مهارة أكتر، أعطي قيمة أكتر، كيف بقدر أحط حالي ببوزيشن اللي تبطل هذه الليميتنج بليفز اللي أنا ورتانها هي اللي عم بتحدد علاقتي مع مالي ولا علاقتي مع نفسي ولا علاقتي مع مجتمعي. So this is one of the basic things that we work on اللي بيستفيد منها الجميع really. في إشي تاني نسيت أجاوبه، سوري، يمكن did I miss anything نسرين؟
السؤال انه هل كيف بتقيسوا انه الابلكيشن ممكن ينجح مع الشركات؟
Yeah.
او هل في
ممتاز
experience؟
ممتاز. يعني إذا بنرجع ميبي للسلايد تبعت المونيتورينج اللي هي ممكن تشوفها هون، لأنه عم ناخد فيدباك من هدول الموظفين، عم تقدر تشوف الفاينانشال انديكيتورز تبعته. يعني إذا هذا الموظف بلش عندك أول انديكيتور عباه على الآب إنه أنا صفر، عندي زيرو سيفينجز اوت اوف ماي انكم، ممكن بعد 3-4 أشهر ترجع لهذا الموظف تشوف إنه الانديكيتور تبعه صار إنه I am able to put 1% or 2% savings aside. So هذا التحسن بالمؤشرات المالية تبعته is something that you as a company can get reports on to see how they are progressing.
في نسبة لهذا التحسن يعني من عدد الموظفين او العمال اللي اخذوا هذا الابلكيشن وحسب الفئة الرواتب، في عندكم دراسة عن نسب التحسن لكل فئة؟
It's
تفضلي نسرين.
it's a thank you على الكويستشنز. هلا ارتين احنا الستديز اللي موجوده في ستديز عالميه، ويمكن we shared it بالاول انه وين واقفين هذا الموضوع كفاينانشال ويلنس عالميا. بلش خلينا نقول يمكن من 10-12 سنه، وللاسف احنا بمنطقتنا we're always behind، دائما متاخرين زي الويل بينج. بس في دراسات عالمية من PwC من بانك اوف امريكا هلا باليو كي اكشلي فاينانشال ويلنس بامريكا واليو كي الشركات صارت to incorporate them as benefits, health benefits، مش انه nice to have. وكيف it was measured احنا اللي طورناها الكالكوليتر return on investments was based on هاي الشركات العالمية كيف قدرت تقيس تحسن الفاينانشال ويلنس على انتاجيتها على اصعده مختلفه او كي بي ايز مختلفه حسب الشركه. في شركات الكبيره زي بيج فور مثلا بتعاني من التيرن اوفر، في شركات تانية بتعاني من البرودكتيفيتي. فإت has been measured in our region. Unfortunately لسه ما في كتير دراسات، بس أنا بقدر أقول لك أرتين إلنا 3 سنين وبلشنا نشتغل فاينانشال ويلنس بهايبريد موديل. بالهايبريد موديل لقينا في بوزيتيف فيدباك من الشركات اللي أخذت معنا، وذاتس واي طورنا الابليكيشن، لأنه بدنا تو سكيل، بدنا إياه يكون انكلوسيف مش بس لايف، إنه تكون مع الشخص والشركات تقدر تشوف وتبلش تقيس هدول الميجرز. فبنقدر تشير global statistics yes on the direct impacts على وجود الفاينانشال ويلنس وتأثيرها على الموظفين وتأثيرها كمان على الشركات، وكمان قصص نجاح هنا يعني بالأردن على مستوى شركات يعني معينة. يس
شكرا كثير.
عفوا، وشكرا كثير لسؤالك. احنا يمكن معانا just take a few minutes، يعني 5 minutes، وبنحب ناخد إذا في ضل أي أسئلة أي استفسارات. وبليز إذا ما جاوبنا دخلت الكومنتس والكويستشنز مع بعض، if we haven't answered any please feel free to book a call with us عشان كتير بنكون مبسوطين نجاوب أسئلتكم. وزي ما قلنا من شركة لشركة بتختلف، ومن شركة لشركة عندها KPIs معينة، أو خلينا نقول بين معين when it comes to financial employees financial well-being. فمنحب إنكم تحجزوا كول أو تتواصلوا معنا بالطرق الأخرى. ونحب نشكركم كتير كتير على حضوركم معنا اليوم, for joining us, for your participation. Again, this topic is new. We believe in its impact in power. And inshallah, you will see that also reflected على موظفينكم.
شكرا كثير, يطول أعماركم. إن
Thank
شاء
you.
الله.
Thank you كتير. Christine,
ويعطيكم
back to you.
العافية.
شكرا.
Thank you everyone. إذا ما في any other questions or comments, شكرا جدا لحضوركم, و hopefully لنا لقاء قريب إن شاء الله.
شكرا جزيلا.
يعطيكم العافية ومساءكم سعيد.
مع السلامة.
I'm gonna stop recording.